When I was a child, my grandfather used to say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And that used to be a pretty popular saying, back there in the 70s. And it's very important to understand that patience is one of the most important things that you can have in the journey to a successful life, or in this case, say a successful jiu-jitsu journey. That is, one, going to be productive, and two, enjoyable. Because if you don't enjoy jiu-jitsu, if you're putting so much pressure on yourself to perform and you're overtraining, one, you'll probably get injured. Two, you'll get frustrated. It's a hard pace to keep up with. So, and a lot of times we just it's like, oh man, I'm going to start at white belt, and in 4 years, I heard, at one time BJ Penn got his black belt in 4 years of training. I'm going to get my black belt in 4 years of training. And then you try to set a pace to make that happen. You're going to find yourself very frustrated, because most people get their black belts 10 to 12 years. A good friend of mine in town, Josh, 15 years with the same instructor. We all have different paces, and what's important is that you're patient with yourself. You're patient with the journey, and that you find joy in the journey. Don't stress yourself out. Don't try to compare yourself to others. And, there's a process of learning. And it's, whether it's in jiu-jitsu, whether it's, say you want to be a lawyer. Well, if you're not going to do that in a year. You're going to have to go to college first. Then you're going to go to law school. Then you're going to have to pass the bar exam. There's a process, and you have to be patient with yourself. Now, of course, you're persevering. You're working hard towards that goal, but be patient with yourself. Same thing, like a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to grow a beard. After I retired from the Navy, I was like, you know what? This is going to be my freedom beard. I'm going to grow a beard. Well, my beard didn't get this long in a day or overnight. It took a while. And I had to be patient with my progress. Sometimes it itched. Sometimes I'm in here rolling. They're pulling out my beard hairs. And then here, you wonderful people on social media will send me messages saying, oh, that scraggly beard looks like crap. Or, you should cut it off. Or, it's like, bro, this is me. This is my thing. I'm enjoying my beard growing journey. I really don't care what other people think about how it looks. I just care that I enjoy it. And your jiu-jitsu journey should be the same way. Don't let other people put their expectations on you and say, oh, you've been training jiu-jitsu for 2 years. You should be at least a blue belt by now. No, because everybody's pace is different. Everybody's learning is different. Some people learn faster than others, But that doesn't mean that, you're not going to be good at it, Matter of fact, like I said, my friend Josh, 15 years to get his black belt. There's other people out there that have done it in 4. But I can tell you, for Josh, the 15-year black belt, and all the people I've ever trained with, he's probably, like one of the top 2 instructors I've ever trained with. Like, he is really gifted in teaching. And part of that is because he was patient in his journey, and he really understands jiu-jitsu in a way that, say, a 4-year black belt would not. So be patient with yourself. Realize that sometimes you're going to come into class, you're going to be frustrated because it's like, you're just not going to get it. You're like, is this even for me? You're like, I keep seeing these same techniques and I'm just not getting it. Little things as simple as break falling or standing up in base or shrimping. It's like, it seems real easy. Everybody's doing it, but it's like, man, I'm not getting it. It's, doing a double leg takedown. It's like, I try, but it's not working for me. So you just have to be patient with yourself and realize, hey, like my grandfather said, Rome wasn't built in a day. So that's this week's message, patience. Be patient with your journey, whether it's in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's in education, in your career. Yes, you're going to persevere and be determined, but be patient with yourself. and realize that, hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. So that's my answer for this week's question. Got an answer for next week? Feel free to comment below, or just when you see me in class, or you send me an email if you're not a part of my school. And if you got any insights on your jiu-jitsu journey, man, make a comment below. I would love to hear it, and we'll all learn and grow. All right, thanks. Ciao.